Hey, what's going on YouTube? I wanted to give you guys a quick video on just how to farm prime warframes and weapons in Warframe. Now, this, with all due respect, isn't anything out of the ordinary or anything too difficult to figure out, but there is a few things in here that I didn't, or well, technically there's just one thing that in here that I really didn't actually know about when I first started playing the game. So I'm going to kind of help you guys out a little bit just in case you need it. If you already know this information, then just bear with me. I'm just helping out like anybody who wants to farm prime frames and do it a little bit more efficiently, right? So, as you guys know, DE releases prime frames into the game. The most recent one is Equinox Prime, who you are looking at right now. This is my version. I gave her a bit of a Japanesey kind of vibe going on here. So, first and foremost, to farm prime gear like weapons, warframes, etc., you need this thing right here. You're gonna need your cabbage machine, aka the relic refinement, whatever it's called. So you come here for your void relics. As you'll see, you will have all of these relics here available to you. They're split up amongst eras, which are basically different tiers, right? So Lith is your T1, Meso is your T2, Neo is going to be your T3, and then Axie is going to be your T4, right? Each of these relics have a potential to drop various parts, prime parts specifically, as well as forma, right? So you can get like, let me see, do I have one of these? Yeah, so right here, for example, this drops a forma blueprint. Forma is what you need to basically put polarities on your frames and make some more powerful builds because you're gonna need to cut down that cost of using the different mods. But other than that, yes, like I said, so this, for example, drops Lex Prime Blueprint. This drops a Rubico Prime part, an Orthos Prime handle, Tiburon Prime Blueprint, etc., right? So that's the thing. As you can see, these are all Radiant. These two are Radiant here, and then the other ones are just like regular relics. So relics come in various types. If you don't refine it whatsoever, it's going to be intact. The cheapest one that you can do for 25 Void Traces is exceptional. Flawless is going to be 50 Void Traces, and Radiant, which is will give you the best chances of getting these items down at the bottom, which will be, in this case, the Akjagara Prime Barrel and the Akboltal Prime Barrel. But it will also kind of slightly lessen your chances from the more common items. It is going to cost you 100 Void Traces. So everybody has a Void Trace limit. I am MR15 currently, so my Void Trace limit is 850. This will increase, like I said, as you go through your MRs. But Void Traces are pretty simple to get. How you get Void Traces are basically from doing Fisher missions. You don't necessarily have to run a relic to get Void Traces. You can play without a relic. You just won't be able to pick from rewards upon completion, but you will still gain Void Traces for participating in that Fisher mission. So, that being said, these are the ways that you get your prime weapons and warframes are through those relics. How you figure out which relics you need and where they drop, you're going to come over here. Prior to me knowing this, I was kind of just getting relics randomly and just whatever relic had parts for something that I wanted, I would run it. But I found out, I believe I was watching a video either from like iFlynn or somebody, and basically I realized that I can come over here to the Codex. You're gonna come over here to Universe. I understand a lot of you guys probably don't use this thing a whole lot, but you can come over here to the Codex, come over here to Relics, and it's going to display all relics and arcanes available in the game. As you can see, I do not have a lot of arcanes because I actually have not really gotten into Eidolon hunts yet. I actually plan to do so. It's just kind of, it's kind of meh. Haven't done it yet. I don't know. Can't really give you guys much of an explanation for that. So, forgive me on that one. But yeah, so you come here to your relics and arcanes, right? You're going to type search, and for argument's sake, let's use Equinox because she is the current frame out in the game right now. That just came out. So you would type Equinox in, and there you go. It's going to show you all of the relics that drop Equinox Prime, right? So we want a Lith M4. And as you can see here, it's going to list all the different syndicates because the syndicate packs are a thing. So you get them from all the syndicates as well as these areas on the map, right? So the ones that are question marks, I believe are areas that I just haven't been to or what have you, right? So since I haven't been to it, it still marks it as a question mark because I haven't completed every single node on my star chart yet. I've kind of been lazy about that. I apologize for that as well. But yeah, you can do Sanctuary Onslaught. I think Elite Sanctuary Onslaught and some other things like that, so on and so forth, will allow you to get these. But these are basically areas where you can get these. Typically, where you would want to go if you're looking for things in terms of efficiency, that's kind of up to you. I mean, some areas you kind of have, I guess, a little bit of a better chance than others. In the case here for Equinox, what I did to farm these up is I basically went to Hepit, which is a capture mission, and I basically just ran through the capture mission and just farmed it over and over again, and I got a bunch of M4s that way. But again, you might be someone who wants to do, I don't know, Century Onslaught, or you might want to do like survivals or something else, like Romulus defense mission on Venus. So you have choices available to you. It's kind of what you find is going to be more fun and better for you. In terms of what drops it a lot better, I recommend just asking in the community or going to the wiki for drop tables and stuff like that, which will help you out a lot better in figuring out where you can go to get these a lot quicker. So that's gonna be with M4. Then we have Meso E2, which these are going to be, again, all the locations where you can get Meso E2s. For Mesos, I recommend Io on Jupiter because that's usually where I go to farm all my Meso relics in general. I just play Equinox, cast Maim, and then after 10 waves, I go ahead and extract, and I just, I come back in and do it again. So that's typically what I would recommend. In terms of getting Meso relics of any kind, just go to Io on Jupiter. Again, the choice is yours. You still have all these other missions that you can obviously go to. So that's entirely up to you, whether you find to be your more favorite mission or what you have more fun with. Those are the ones that you can go to. But for Meso relics specifically, I definitely recommend Io on Jupiter for that. So that's the same thing for here. We have a Meso M3 as well. These are going to drop roughly in the same locations. But once again, like I said, I recommend Io for these. So just a real quick look so you guys can see them all. And also Cetus bounties and or Valis bounties as well will also drop these relics. So you can always do your Plains of Eidolon or your Orb Valis stuff for a chance at these relics when they're in rotation on those specific bounties. And then lastly is the Axie K5 relic. Whoopsies. So yeah, this one has got this part here. It's going to drop the blueprint. This is the one that drops the blueprint. The other one drops systems, chassis, and neuroptics. Here you have, again, all the syndicates. For this one, for me personally, I would probably say you can go to Belinus. That's probably going to be an ideal spot. I think personally, that's just kind of my idea of somewhere to go. Either go to Belinus in the Void or do Sedna. About 20 waves or so should give you a good chance at getting the part, because I think Axie relics tend to be on the C drop table, so that's about 20 waves that you have to do in order to get it. So Belinus or Hydron for me personally is what I end up doing. Or Derelict Survival is also good, but as always, the choice is still yours. So these are the relics that drop all the Equinox parts. Just to go through them one more time really fast. The Lith M4 is going to give you the Equinox Prime chassis. Your Meso E2 is going to give you the Equinox Prime systems. Your Meso M3 should give you the Equinox Prime neuroptics. And then obviously the Axie K5 is going to give you your Equinox Prime blueprint. So these are your ways of getting this particular Warframe. And this is how you would essentially go about finding out what relics you need to get, where they are, and how to get them in order to get Warframes in gear. It doesn't only, like I said, it's not limited just to Warframes. Let's take one of the weapons. Let's take the Tepedo Prime for argument's sake, right? So Tepedo Prime is in the game. If you type Tepedo, you will see, once again, we have 3 relics here. As you can see, our Lith P2 is going to give you a wonderful shot at the Tepedo Prime blueprint. Here's all the drop sources from it. Once again, pick your poison. Take one that you like. Over here, we have a Neo N10 relic. I actually get a lot of these doing Hydron on Sedna. So I would recommend just doing Hydron for this one. I get them usually like every other Hydron run, if not twice in the same run. So Neo N10, I would just recommend going to Hydron for. Just run Hydron. I'm not sure if there's another place that's more efficient, but just for me personally, I just get a lot of them from Hydron, so I don't really worry about it. As you can see, I have 21 of them, so that is going to be my recommendation for this particular part. And then lastly, we have the Axie T2 relic. Obviously, I don't have this relic, but this one is going to give you the Tepedo Prime handle. This one, once again, is also on Hydron. You can go here, you can do Colistan on Europa, Stoffler on Lua, Belinus in the Void. So again, this is going to be one of those for me where I recommend Belinus or Hydron, just because their defenses, you stand to get a couple relics from it. which is good. So you can kind of get multiple relics at one time, which is why I'm going to usually recommend those places. I'm not sure again if there's places that are more efficient, but those are my recommendations. Yeah. So other than that, that's pretty much how that would work. You would go to these spots, you'd farm the relics. Upon farming the relics, you would come down here to your ship, come over here to the good old cabbage machine, pick the relic in particular that you're looking for. So for argument's sake, let's look for a Lith M4 right here. And then you would spend traces accordingly to increase your chances at the particular part that you want, whether it's the Stradivar Prime Barrel, Mesa Prime Neuroptics, or the Equinox part. For the Equinox part, you really wouldn't want to spend anything because at the top it's the most common, so you just want to kind of do that, right? And pretty much, yeah, you do that, run the relics, and pray to RNG that you luck out and get what you're looking for. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much going to do it for this video. Just thought I'd give you guys a quick little, set of tips on how to indeed get yourself some prime warframes and gear. Understand that some of these items are mastery rank locked, so even if you get the parts for them, you might not be able to build them until you reach a certain MR. I know a lot of them are marked for MR8. Some are marked for a lot less, like Equinox Prime, I think you have to be MR5, and so on and so forth. But yeah, that is just going to be up to your personal discretion. Just always check it out once you have the parts for them in your foundry. It'll always tell you. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Enjoy this beautiful TennoCon logo. And yeah, take it easy. Before I go, really quickly, if you like the video, please go ahead and drop a like. If you didn't like it, please go ahead and feel free to dislike. As always, you can leave comments down below to talk to me about anime, video games, anything, or if you have any questions that I didn't answer in this video, by all means, go ahead and post down below and I will happily help you. And yeah, all my links are in the description below. Twitter, Instagram, the whole nine, pretty much, Twitch, everything. Go ahead, it's all down there in the description below. Now, I'll see you guys in the next one.